Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of British coins, focusing on the top 3 most valuable half-new pennies ever struck in the United Kingdom. These small copper coins may seem ordinary, but depending on their year, mint mark, and condition, they can hold surprising collector value and historical importance. Let's uncover the details behind these tiny treasures that could be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar. Let's get started. First up, the 1971 United Kingdom half-new penny, often simply called the 1 half-new penny. While many people overlook this small copper coin, it holds an important place in British numismatic history. But is it rare? Does it have any real market value today, even in circulated condition? And what makes it interesting to collectors? Stay tuned as we uncover the story behind this tiny piece of metal that marked a major turning point in the UK's coinage system. The 1971 half-new penny was minted during a transformative year for British currency decimal day, which took place on February 15, 1971. This was when the United Kingdom officially transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system we use today. Under the new system, £1 was divided into 100 new pence, simplifying calculations and modernising the British economy. The 1 half-new penny was introduced as part of this change, designed to represent half of a new penny, or 1/200th of a pound sterling. It was one of the smallest denominations in circulation and was primarily used for low-value transactions. However, because of inflation and changing economic conditions, it quickly became impractical. Production of the half-new penny continued until 1983, after which it was officially withdrawn from circulation in 1984. Despite its short lifespan, the 1971 issue remained significant as the first of its kind, the start of a new monetary era. The 1971 half-new penny was struck in bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It has a diameter of 17.14 millimeters and a weight of 1.78 grams, making it one of the smallest coins ever produced in the UK. The obverse features the first decimal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the edge reads the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1971, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, you'll find the crown of St. Edward, a symbolic design derived from the badge of the Palace of Westminster. The inscription New Penny appears above the portcullis, and the denomination 1/2 sits neatly below it. The edge of the coin is plain, consistent with most low-value denominations of that period. This design not only represents the new decimal identity but also reflects British tradition and monarchy, blending modern simplicity with historical symbolism. Now, let's address the key question: is the 1971 half-new penny rare? In short, no, not in general circulation. The Royal Mint produced over 1.4 billion of these coins in 1971, making it one of the most common issues in British coinage history. Millions were used daily during the 1970s, and even though they were withdrawn decades ago, they are still found in drawers, old piggy banks, and family collections. However, despite being common, collectors still value them for historical reasons. The 1971 issue represents the very beginning of decimalization, so even worn or damaged examples hold nostalgic interest. Collectors often seek them to complete full decimal sets or to showcase the first year of issue in circulated or damaged condition. These coins typically have little to no numismatic premium, but certain factors can still influence demand. Coins with visible minting errors, such as off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or clipped planchets, can sell for more. Additionally, those in original mint sets or uncirculated condition remain more desirable among serious collectors. So while a worn or scratched example might not make you rich, it's still a piece of British coinage history worth preserving. As of today, the market value of a 1971 half-new penny in circulated condition is quite modest. Most examples sell for between $431,000 depending on their wear, with damaged or heavily corroded pieces often worth only their metal value. In better condition, say, uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated prices can rise to $213,000, especially if the coin has been well preserved or kept in an original mint set in the collector and auction market, particularly on online platforms like eBay or UK numismatic auctions. A few examples of proof or error coins have fetched prices of $114,000, though these cases are relatively rare. The coin's value lies more in its historical and educational appeal than in its monetary worth. So, if you find one in your old change, it's not going to make you a fortune, but it's a lovely coin to hold onto as a relic of the UK's decimal revolution. If you're interested in collecting half-new pennies, here are a few helpful tips. Check for errors. Even minor minting flaws can significantly increase a coin's value. Look for misaligned lettering, die cracks, or double strikes. Focus on condition. try to collect coins in uncirculated or proof condition when possible. The sharper the details, the higher the desirability. Store properly. Use coin flips, holders, or albums to prevent scratches or corrosion. Since the coin is made of bronze, it's prone to toning and discoloration if stored improperly. Complete a decimal set. For educational or display purposes, consider building a full 1971 decimal collection including the halfpenny, 1 penny, 2 pence, 5 pence, 10 pence, and 50 pence coins. Research the market. Keep an eye on auction listings and coin dealer websites. Occasionally, rare varieties or mint errors can appear unexpectedly. In conclusion, the 1971 United Kingdom half new penny may not be a rare or high-value coin, but it remains a vital piece of British monetary history. It marks the dawn of the decimal era and reflects a major change in how the British public viewed and used money. For collectors, it's not about its dollar value, it's about owning a tangible reminder of a national transition. Whether you have one tucked away in an old jar or you're looking to start your own coin collection, this little bronze coin is a perfect place to begin. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 half new penny from 1979. Now, you might think this tiny bronze coin isn't worth a second glance, especially if it's scratched, worn, or tarnished. But hold on. Even coins in bad condition can have stories to tell and sometimes, surprising value at auctions. So, let's take a closer look at its history, unique features, rarity, and real market value in US dollars, especially for those coins that have seen better days. The 1 half new penny coin was first introduced in 1971, during the time of Britain's switch to the decimal currency system, a major change known as decimal day. This new coinage replaced the old pre-decimal system of shillings and pence. The 1979 version of the 1 half new penny was part of the second phase of decimal issues, featuring the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin. It was minted by the Royal Mint and circulated widely across the United Kingdom throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s. Made of bronze and weighing just 1.78 grams, the coin had a diameter of 17.14 millimeters, making it one of the smallest denominations ever issued in Britain. However, production of the halfpenny was discontinued in 1984, and the coin was withdrawn from circulation in 1984 to 1985 due to its low purchasing power. That short lifespan makes it an interesting piece of British monetary history. The 1979 1 half new penny carries some distinct design elements that reflect the craftsmanship of its time. On the obverse side, you'll find the second crown portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, with the inscription Elizabeth II d. Geda Reg FD. 1979. This stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, you'll see the crown of St. Edward, a design that has long been associated with the Palace of Westminster, symbolizing British authority and history. The words new penny appear above, with the value 1 half below. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, gave the coin a formal yet classic British appearance. Even when worn or corroded, these small details can still be recognized and appreciated by collectors for their symbolic meaning and elegant simplicity. Now, let's talk about rarity, the most exciting part for many collectors. The 1979 1 half new penny is not considered rare in general circulation, as millions were minted for everyday use. However, coins in uncirculated or proof condition are the ones that truly attract collector interest today. For damaged or heavily circulated coins, the story is different. Most of these hold very little numismatic value, but there are exceptions. If your coin shows minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or planchette flaws, it could still catch attention from collectors, even in poor condition. Another reason some people still seek these coins is for completion of decimal coin sets or nostalgic value, especially for those who remember Britain's early decimal years. So while a badly worn 1979 halfpenny might not make you rich, it still represents a tiny fragment of British history worth preserving. Let's move on to what everyone wants to know: the market value in today's auction scene in bad or heavily circulated condition. The 1979 UK 1 half new penny generally sells for $425,000, basically its face value in collectability terms. Coins with minor damage or corrosion tend to fall in this low price range, often sold in bulk lots or mixed coin collections. However, if a coin shows unique mint errors, such as an off-center strike or missing design details, it could fetch anywhere between $122,000 depending on the type of error and buyer demand. In brilliant uncirculated or proof condition, values can go up to around $313,000, and in sealed Royal Mint sets, sometimes slightly higher. So, while most worn examples aren't worth much, it's still worth checking for errors. You never know what hidden treasure you might hold if you're just starting out or already have a few of these coins lying around. Here are some quick collector tips: check for errors carefully. Even a small minting flaw can increase the coin's value significantly. Store your coins properly. Use coin holders or albums to prevent further wear, corrosion, or fingerprints. Don't clean damaged coins. Cleaning can reduce their collector value, even if they look shiny afterward. Research before selling. Always compare prices from reputable coin auction sites or forums. Complete your decimal collection. The 1/2 new penny is a great way to start a UK decimal coin set from 1971 to 1984. Yo, wrap things up. The 1979 United Kingdom 1/2 new penny might not make headlines for rarity, but it's still a piece of numismatic history worth keeping. Its small size, classic design, and connection to the early decimal era make it a meaningful addition to any British coin collection. Even in bad condition, it serves as a nostalgic reminder of the days when half a penny could still buy something in Britain. So next time you come across one of these little brown coins scratched, faded, or dented, don't toss it aside. Keep it, study it, and appreciate the history it carries. Next up, the United Kingdom 1/2 new penny from 1973. Many people come across this tiny copper coin in dirty, worn, or even corroded condition and wonder, could it be rare or valuable? In this video, we'll explore its history, design details, rarity, and current market value in dollars, even in less than perfect condition. So grab your coin collection and let's find out if your 1973 1/2 new penny could be worth more than you think. The 1/2 new penny coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of Britain's major decimalisation changeover, when the UK moved from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the modern decimal currency we use today. The 1973 issue came just 2 years after this transition. It was struck by the Royal Mint during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, featuring her famous second portrait by Arnold Machin on the obverse. The coin was made of bronze, and its face value represented half of 1 new penny, or 1/200th of a pound. Interestingly, 1973 was also the year the United Kingdom officially joined the European Economic Community, marking it as a historically significant year. While millions of 1/2 new pennies were minted for everyday circulation, most were used heavily, leading to the dirty or discolored examples we often find today. The 1973 1/2 new penny may be small, but it carries some charming details. On the obverse, it features the right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, with the legend Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1973 inch, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, you'll find a detailed image of the crown of St. Edward, a symbol of the British monarchy, with the words new penny above and the fraction 1/2 below. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, who also designed several other decimal coins of that era. The coin measures 17.14 millimeters in diameter and weighs 1.78 grams, making it one of the smallest circulating coins in British history. Over time, these bronze coins tend to darken, tarnish, or collect grime, hence many 1973 examples today appear dirty, spotted, or worn. While that affects visual appeal, it doesn't completely erase collector interest. Now, let's talk about rarity. In circulated or dirty condition, the 1973 1/2 new penny is not considered rare. The Royal Mint struck over 146 million of these coins, making them quite common during the early 1970s. However, the coin was withdrawn from circulation in 1984, meaning many were lost, melted down, or simply forgotten over the years. Collectors generally prefer clean, untarnished examples, especially those with original mint luster. But interestingly, some numismatists still seek out dirty or heavily used coins to complete circulated grade sets, which show how designs age and wear over time. A very worn or dirty 1973 1/2 new penny might not have significant monetary value, but it still holds historical and sentimental worth, especially for collectors who enjoy coins from the early decimal period. Let's get to the big question: how much is a dirty or damaged 1973 1/2 new penny worth today? In general market conditions, a dirty or heavily circulated coin typically sells for $523,000, a lightly circulated coin with minor wear might fetch $324,000, a clean, uncirculated example with bright surfaces can go for $216,000, depending on demand and grading quality at auctions. Exceptional uncirculated coins, particularly those still in brilliant mint state, may reach $113,000, though such results are uncommon. The dirty, worn examples found in old drawers or change jars usually have more sentimental than financial value. If you have a 1973 1/2 new penny in dirty or tarnished condition, here are a few helpful tips. Avoid harsh cleaning. Scrubbing or polishing the coin can scratch it and reduce its numismatic value. Collectors prefer natural patina over forced shine. Store properly. Keep your coin in a dry, cool environment using protective sleeves or holders to prevent further corrosion. Check for errors. Rare minting mistakes, such as misstrikes, double lettering, or off-center designs, can significantly raise the value, sometimes even to $50 or more. Build a decimal set, include your 1973 coin alongside other early decimal issues 1971 to 1983 to create a nostalgic and complete collection of Britain's early modern coinage. So, is your 1973 United Kingdom 1/2 new penny in dirty condition worth a fortune? Probably not, but it's still a wonderful piece of history. It marks an important era of change in British currency and serves as a reminder of the early days of decimalisation under Queen Elizabeth II. While its monetary value may be small, its collectible and historical charm makes it a coin worth keeping. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about this vintage British coin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin value videos. Leave a comment below if you own one of these, and who knows, your next coin might just be the rare gem collector's dream of.